Kia ora koutou Aotearoa. Here we are, still in lockdown, another glorious day, and we all know that it's no small feat to be stuck in a bubble. But there are still thousands of New Zealanders who are keeping Aotearoa up and running with essential services throughout this crisis. And I'm talking, of course, about our community and public service workers who've done an incredible job of rolling up their sleeves and mucking in wherever necessary to make sure that we feel safe and to make sure that we are all well. Now that work, their work, matters because it is ultimately saving lives. Without those workers, Aotearoa simply could not function. So we're making this series to simply say, our people matter. Te mea nui tā tātou iwi. So today we're going to be meeting one of them, Deanna, an essential worker who has literally not stopped since this crisis began. Let's see how life looks for her. Good morning, Deanna. How are you doing?
Good morning, I'm doing well.
What do you usually do for a job, Deanna?
So my substantive role with MBIE is I'm a labour inspector. And so we're the regulator for the employment law, the Holidays Act, minimum wage, wages protection, paid parental leave.
Yeah.
It's our job to ensure that every single person that works in this country for somebody who pays them a wage is all treated the same. I guess you could say our mandate is, it says it on our fair workplaces, on our branding.
The t-shirt.
Yeah.
Represent.
When we went into lockdown, level 4 lockdown, we were considered not part of an essential service, but we had the option to be redeployed.
Did you elect to be redeployed?
I did elect to be redeployed into the contact centre and for the all government line, assisting with queries around the wage subsidy and how the lockdown works.
Oh, so you must have been dealing with some quite sort of anxious people, I would imagine.
It was interesting because a lot of employers who were quite desperate to maintain their businesses and their employees, and with the struggles they were getting in finding information on their applications for the wage subsidy.
What did you enjoy about that work? What drove you to want to do it?
It sort of brought to light to me how well they can scramble to support government and support New Zealand. It gave me a sense of accomplishment to see how the public service across the board came together as one entity to get New Zealand through this crisis and to support communities and the public, even if it's just somebody for them to chat to on the other end of the line. I think under this current crisis at the moment, I think the public will have a different view of how integral the public service is to the maintenance and continued running of New Zealand to the best of its ability. Without the public service, we wouldn't be able to do a lot of the stuff we do now. So yeah.
I hope they do. I hope New Zealand does really recognise, because I want to say a huge thank you to you, because it sounds like you have just pivoted so quick into a totally different kind of work. And now you're pivoting back, is that right? Like you're going.
We're now dealing with all the complaints that have come through concerning the wage subsidy and how employers have applied it or not applied it, etc., etc. So there's a high volume of them. So it's interesting. It's another piece of interesting work.
You tell me why.
The rules around the wage subsidy are quite clear. The guidelines around it are quite clear. The process for it was very simple. However, unfortunately, you're still going to get those unscrupulous employers who will use it for purposes it's not designed for, where the employees are missing out. And so some of the stories that are coming through on the complaints are like, that's not how it works. That's not what you're supposed to do. So it has it has its own element of interest.
I wonder too, what's been most challenging for you, Deanna, personally under COVID?
So the challenge for me has been how do I keep myself motivated, not only to continue to engage with the job that I have to do work-wise, but also be able to maintain a healthy mind and body personal-wise. So it has been a work in progress for me to find that balance and find that motivation. And I think I'm there now. I think I've got it out. I've got it sussed now. Still a little bit to go, but we deal with what we've got.
Oh man, that is not. Yeah, you're not alone. Like it's a challenging story, isn't it? To go, how can I source my mental and physical health from 12 square meters?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think it's really amazing what you do, and I just want to say thank you for
doing it.
Thank you. Yeah, and thank you for your time today. You've been amazing. Your wisdom.
It's been a pleasure. It really has.
So that was the wonderful Deanna, offering her time, her skills, and her energy to make sure we all feel cared for under COVID-19. And this series is all about sending a big, warm thank you to people just like Deanna, to let them know we think they are extraordinary, that their work is both seen and appreciated. They've been here for us, so let's let them know we're here for them. Go to www.ourpeoplematter.nz to hear more stories just like Deanna's, or to leave your personal message of support for our essential workers. They've got our backs, so let's show them some love.